Hey guys, so on quite literally last fan of the night, and more specifically last fan of the year, because yes, it is like a few hours away from 2024, we have the biggest pain in the ass ever to install. This is a world record for just awful, impossible installations.
It was horrible.
I'm here with Matt Calderell, and we did this together, and I legitimately think this took us 3 hours to install. That is
Yeah.
not a joke.
It was
At
really
least 2.
a problem.
But
This is a
Yeah.
Quoizel lighted hugger.
that is a full glass sideband there that is pretty much attached by nothing but a Hail Mary.
And the switch housing is very loose. I was able to tighten it slightly, but I have to experiment more with it later.
Despite everything, this fan still is incredibly cool and very rare. This is the only one that I know of to exist. In this specific version, there is one other hugger on YouTube, but
This
as far
also-
as this Abigail Adams floral glass goes, then yeah, that's it.
This also uses a GE stack motor with a rubber flywheel.
And let's get a look at that rubber flywheel.
A very, very droopy flywheel.
It is not, at least hopefully not going to break, but it's extremely flexible. And these blades
Let me get a
have
view from it over here.
plastic inserts. This part's plastic, but that part is glass, and that part is glass. But yeah, let's get a view of that from
That's
far away.
crazy.
Look at how droopy that is. It just barely clears the switch housing. And it's just a miracle that this even exists.
When the fan speeds up, the blades straighten out, and then it starts banging the motor housing.
Yep, we'll show that off.
The flywheel is so stupid.
And of course it's still on the Intel Touch, because of course it is.
So unfortunately, when we were hanging this, we could not get the uplight to work. So basically what ended up happening was there's 2 plugs, there's really 4 plugs on this thing. You plug 2 in to get the motor, and then you plug 2 in to get the uplight. But on the light bulbs, there's barely any wire on the harness to plug it in. And we didn't have a ladder high enough to get all the way up there to really see, so I was just kind of feeling around to plug it in, and I swear I felt it plug in, but maybe I didn't push it in far enough to close the circuit. I really have no idea.
Somehow all 4 bulbs are burnt out, but I think it's more likely the plug just isn't in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so much blind trust and like in this installation, a lot of arms hurting.
It shouldn't go anywhere because it's got the 4 screws in there pretty good. But then you also have to be super careful not to over tighten those screws because...
One of them is stripped, so we'll see what happens with that.
Oh, also one of the flywheel screws are really messed up.
Yeah.
The threads in the flywheel are destroyed in one of the holes.
It did come with these lovely blue tassels though. I'm gonna start it on low.
See, and this one up here is supposed to be for the uplight. And then the one right next to it is for the downlight. Start off with low.
So yeah, as you mentioned, once this fan gets to about medium speed, the blades are gonna be at normal elevation. I think they still sell replacement flywheels for this on some website, but I'm not sure.
And I'm really wondering if I could just get a larger screw and maybe that'll work.
But yeah, very cool fan in theory, but I am never installing this ever again. It is only for this video, and that is all.
So it is New Year's today, so therefore all the hardware stores close soon.
Oh, we didn't
so
get into that.
the
wait,
Lowe's-
before you tell that story, I just need to, before I forget, this fan came from Connecticut. It was originally listed for like $150 or something like that a year ago. Nobody bought it. And then eventually went down to 100. Still nobody bought it, including me. And then eventually the seller found Dan Newman's Facebook page and asked if he wanted it. And of course Dan did, but there's so much glass and fragile stuff here that he just sent out a message to anyone saying like, hey, if anyone's in this area of Connecticut, like, there's a Quoizel here, basically. So
Yeah,
I kind of jumped at the opportunity.
He asked me to pick it up when I went up to Connecticut for those 2 homestead wins, but it was way too far from where I was.
Yeah, this was like pretty far east, but I got it for a pretty discounted price. I only got it for about 60 bucks. I think it was, yeah, 65 bucks.
And so it's New Year's, so all the stores close early, very early. And we were basically hanging 3 fans today. This being the last one, of course, because this one's a pain. Well, the seller misplaced one of the 3 bolts that hold the motor to the bracket.
This uses a GE stack motor, by the way, which is quite heavy.
And since there's only 3, you need all 3 to hold it, otherwise it won't stay. And only one was missing, and it was kind of a no crap moment. And at the last second,
I took video of all this,
yeah,
by the way, but it's like, yeah,
at the last second, we went to a Lowe's that was like just over 20 minutes away from here, and we made it there 10 minutes before it closed. So basically, if we waited 10 more minutes to install this fan, we
would have been totally out of luck.
Yeah, we would have been out of
totally.
luck.
When we were leaving the store, they were like ushering us to get out of there because it was 5:59.
The moment we walked out the door, they locked all the doors.
It's insane. Absolutely insane. So now we're approaching the point where we get to high speed. When we're gonna show high for all of about 5 seconds, not because it wobbles or anything. Also, this is moving a lot of air.
It is, yeah.
But we're gonna get to a point where the blades are gonna go so far upwards that it's gonna scrape the bottom plate. So once that happens, we're turning it off.
Fasco style.
Literally. All right.
Okay.
The honors.
Yep. I'm gonna bring it back down to medium, or actually just
It's all medium.
Yep. There it goes.
So it's extremely powerful, but
let me get one.
Man,
I'm gonna get a better shot of it.
It's just problem after problem, really.
Okay.
You gonna turn it on again?
Yeah.
Alright. Don't kill me.
You know what? Let's be very careful.
Are you gonna go 0 to high?
Yeah, 0 to high.
I hope this flywheel doesn't break and split my head, man.
Man, this thing is powerful. You know, let me do it without the light too.
Lord, help us. Just do it, please.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Yep, turn it off. Turn it off.
That was stupid of me to do, but yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah, the brass is a little tarnished anyways. Yeah, definitely one of the cooler fans I have in this collection. I'm gonna do another video showing what I'm getting in trade for this because I have nowhere to put this except for right here.
So basically,
I just don't have a personal connection to this thing, even though I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna store this one next to my other floral hugger. I really don't know the brand of, but
this is something that could belong in the museum, but good luck getting anyone to install it.
Yeah, no, I am not hanging this in a museum. It's just way too much.
We might as well let spin down happen.
And this is kind of on a ghetto testing spot.
Yeah, I can't believe we made this work, honestly.
So the bracket is literally mostly tight, but it's not all the way tight because there's a pancake box up in the ceiling, and we couldn't get all the wires up there, so they're kind of being crushed in between the ceiling and the bracket. But it's fine because this is for testing purposes only.
The test is thankfully over.
The moment this video stops, we're taking it right back down.
I just want to get a shot of that Quoizel label, and then that'll be all. Some of these were relabeled American Industries and Calcutta and stuff like that. Remove the blade, actually. There it is. Quoizel was mainly a lighting company, and they might still be, actually. But their lamps and stuff were very popular. It's just that they made ceiling fans that were really, really expensive. Like, these were more expensive than Casablanca when they were new. And they just didn't last for very long.
They're extremely hard.
Oh my god, somebody's stomping upstairs and they just moved the flywheel.
The flywheel is insanely flexible. Like, it's crazy. Like, look at this. Barely touching it. And now it's flapping like a bird.
It's gonna fly away. But, yeah.
I think that's about all for this fan.
Yep.
It's got some very loose parts, so
it's quite an adventure.
when I get this over to my house, I'll be really trying to straighten things out and see what I can do about that one messed up screw thread on the flywheel. But there it is. There's no cracks or anything anywhere, which is amazing.
Yeah, glass is in beautiful shape. I did a pretty, I did a deep clean on this because the blades were covered in dirt and grease and all this other gross stuff, but yeah.
And then, again, this was almost impossible to install with 2 people. It would probably be better with maybe 3 people. You'll need like a whole...
Just get a whole construction team.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I believe that's all for the Quoizel floral hugger. Get one more shot of it. I love how the blades, the glass here, top glass, bottom glass blades all match.
Ooh,
So
yeah, that's all though. Thanks for watching.
and then now we have to somehow get this down now.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all for the Quoizel lighted hugger.